But how will all of these cues impact our own markets? Now, yesterday, there was hope, considering the recovery that we saw from the lows on Wednesday, that you will build on to that recovery from lower levels, but that did not happen. And any recovery that the market tried to make, the Nifty tried to make intraday, was very, very swiftly sold into. There were at least 3 attempts that the Nifty made in trying to recover from the lows of the day, but that was very, very swiftly sold into, and we ended near the lowest point of the day. There were multiple factors that led to that pressure on the markets. Global cues were weak. The dollar remained strong. Oil prices are higher. It was the weekly expiry as well for the Nifty. So all of these factors put pressure on the Nifty, and it does not help that the index heavyweights are also contributing to the downside. Of course, there was pressure from the FIIs as well. There was a 7,000 crore net sell figure yesterday. So 11,000 crores they've already sold in FY25. And of course, the index heavyweights, right? HDFC Bank, Reliance Industries was lower in yesterday's trading session. So all of that put pressure on the Nifty. And even the Nifty Bank as well, that because of the pressure that we saw on HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank, it continues to drift lower from that 50,000 mark, and that is also putting pressure on the markets. It did recover from the lows of the day, but now at 49,500, it still remains further adrift of that 50,000 mark. Now, the only good part, though, if you would like to consider it, that we are making lower highs on the charts. Of course, yes, yesterday's high was lower than Wednesday's high, but we managed to defend Wednesday's low, which was 23,496. But then the question, of course, is the other positive factor was also the fact that the SIP flows that came in, the AMFI data that was reported yesterday, 26,000 crore plus all-time highs. So that continues to keep the market on a firm footing, at least resilient and not capitulating under the excess FII selling pressure. FMCG stocks were a standout, particularly the consumer staples. That was an outperformer in yesterday's session, but real estate continues to remain under pressure. It's been a down week for them. The realty index is down 5% so far this week. For now, the Nifty is down almost 2%. The Nifty Bank is down almost 3% this week. And that is something, the key factor today to watch will be the reaction to results from TCS. So keep an eye out on that. And the stock ended at the day's low, mind you. Some key questions, of course, can we manage to defend 23,500? That is a big question. If the Nifty Bank, of course, and has the street has already priced in the results from TCS. For now, the implied open is suggesting a negative start for our own markets. And that's the trade setup for the day. But how are the stocks, and what are the stocks that you need to keep an eye out for? Abhishek has that list for us. Abhishek, good morning.
Good morning, Homaz. As you mentioned, TCS will be the key reaction to see after their Q3 results, which was, a revenue miss, margins in line, strong deal wins. So company has said that they are seeing early signs of revival with respect to discretionary spends in some verticals. Now, revenue were below our poll, net profit almost in line with our poll. Tata Elxsi will react to its earnings, revenue down 1.7% sequentially, net profit down more than 13% on a sequential basis. GTP Hathway, another stock reacting to its numbers. Revenue was up 4.3% YOY. However, the profit was down more than 57% on a YOY basis, as margin shrunk for them on a YOY basis. Now, IRDA over there, the spreads have improved sequentially. However, it's disheartening to see that asset quality has deteriorated massively, as gross NPA has increased more than 30% quarter on quarter. Net NPA increased almost 54% quarter on quarter. Adani Wilmar, Adani Commodities will sell up to 20% equity via OFS. Polyplex Corp, they will invest about 558 crore for setting up a project of film plant in India. Now, Samvardhan Motherson, development of Gen 3 prototype, that's still in progress and is expected to take some more time for them. Adani Total Gas domestic gas allocation to the company have been revised by 20% upwards. Mahanagar Gas domestic gas allocations to have been revised upward by 26%. A share of domestic gas in CNG segment will increase from 37 to 51%. Now, SRF has issued clarification with respect to CNBC-TV18's report. They say that the reported price hike by a US refrigerant gas distributor is in the context of the US market, and changes in refrigerant gases for SRF will remain a function of demand and supply in their relevant market segment. Back to you.
Plenty of stocks in focus today, Abhishek. Thanks a lot for that. And lastly, Mangalam joins in with cues from the F&O space. Mangalam, good morning. Any recovery prospects were swiftly sold into yesterday, but what's the F&O data indicating?
Well, if you look at the GIFT Nifty, it's indicating that we opened lower as well. And yesterday too was a low session, or a session where we, sought lower levels on the Nifty itself. 160 points is what it fell as of close. But what's interesting is, and because it's a Friday, I'll say that the market is a bit on liquid oxygen. The liquid does not let it live and the oxygen does not let it die. The liquid, I mean, are the highs. If you look at it, all of them at subsequent lows. And the oxygen is the fact that there is support at lower levels coming in for the market itself. So we have, 23,500 mark, which hasn't been breached. The December 31st low as well has not been breached by the market itself. So what is this liquid and what is this oxygen? The liquid that, is making the market not go at higher levels is the FII selling. 7,000 crores is what they sold yesterday. And every time the market makes a lower high, the FII sell number in cash market only increases. The oxygen is the domestic institutional flows. We got the SIP data yesterday as well for the month of December. In index futures too, the FIs are selling. The net sell yesterday was close to 2,186 crores. But importantly, they sold a lot more in the Nifty than the Nifty Bank, telling you that if there is a recovery, it has to be led by the Nifty Bank itself. The longs that they unwound were close to 10,000 contracts. The shorts that they added were close to 19,000 contracts. And as a result of which, the net contracts at 2.67 lakh on the short side is the highest that we've seen. And long positioning is just at 16%. The option writers are positioning themselves for some support at 23,350 and some resistance at 23,800. But remember, these are options that expire next Thursday. Between then and that, we have a lot of events that will come by as well. TCS is the stock on our radar. If it opens lower, then 4,000 put is very active. So see a strong support out there. But on the way up, the 4,200 call may act as a bit of a resistance. So 4,000 to 4,200 is the range that one can expect on TCS today.
All eyes will be on how TCS reacts to its earnings. It'll have a bearing on the market as well. Mangalam, thanks a lot for that.